Hey guys, welcome back. If you're here and you're a subscriber, I love you. If you're not a subscriber, clearly my love is subscription based, so get on that subscription so that I can love you too. This is more Talking Oscars, and we're taking a look at the state of the race that is the Best Actress race. And I constantly refer to Gold Derby as many people do. It's just a nice little tracking, fun website to try to do the odds, and it's amazing how they have editors and they pay all these people now. I remember when Gold Derby was just kind of one of those sites on the web. And now they have like a staff. It's like, okay, good for you. And they get to talk to celebrities and everything. They're part of the awards circuit. Good for them. Anyway, this is, they have no idea who I am, so I will never be invited to talk to them. We would have weird conversations because I think some of the stuff they say is in left field sometimes, especially really early on. I actually think the Best Actress race is not far off this year, at least where we have it. So that's a good thing. I'm intrigued. I'm always intrigued by Gold Derby because they always have a list of films. And I'm intrigued that down in the 100 to ones, we have several major names in films no one is talking about and I've never heard of. So I'm really intrigued about Michelle Williams in Showing Up. Is that coming out? Is there a reason we're not talking about it? Why are we not talking about Showing Up? I'm really intrigued about Nicole Kidman in something called Holland, Michigan. Usually when these actresses appear, we at least give them the time of day. You know what I'm saying? We at least go, is Nicole Kidman getting an Oscar this year? I don't know. I haven't seen her film yet. It appears later at one of the film festivals. Oh, okay. But no, people aren't even mentioning these people. We're just like, no, we got enough people to talk about. We don't need them. Julia Roberts is down there. I don't know, it's something. But anyway, up at the top, we are absolutely convinced that Fantasia Barrino is winning an Academy Award this year. Which, let me tell you, I have no problem with that. First of all, it's long overdue. Halle Berry is the only black actress to have ever won lead for film. Lead actress. It's really fucking stupid at this point. It's really ridiculous. We're gonna come up to 100 years of Oscars. We're inching closer and closer, and they're gonna go through a montage, and it's gonna be all of these white ladies with Halle Berry and Michelle Yeoh. And it's just what is happening in this category? So, and there's something to me that's really funny about it being Fantasia for many reasons. It's the same thing. It's just talking about how two people from the Glee project both broke barriers. They didn't just win Tonys. They both broke barriers by winning their Tonys. You had somebody who became the first wheelchair-bound actress to win a Tony. And then years later, you've got another Glee Project alumni becoming the first non-binary performer to win a Tony. And it's just and they're from the Glee Project. Who thought that was going to happen? So the fact that there's a possibility that two contestants from the same season of American Idol might win an Oscar, sure. Let's do it. I'm giggly for it. I don't even really care about the performance. I'd vote for her right now. If I could send an Oscar ballot in, I don't really care. It's a second black actress. It's just a Fantasia. She will never act again. I swear to God. I can tell you that right now. You want to know what my prediction is? Fantasia wins this Oscar and ghosts Hollywood and goes back to recording. She's shown very little interest in acting to begin with. Other than doing her own movie, the Fantasia Barrino story, there's been very little movement from Fantasia in put me on screen. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. There's been very little movement in that. Um, so uh, I think she wants to be a singer. I don't think she wants to be. Uh, I don't think she wants to be an actress. So I don't think she's just gonna start popping up in things like Jennifer Hudson did. Jennifer Hudson was like, "Yeah, I'll do this Sex and the City movie, whatever. Let's do it." You know, I mean, she started showing up in things. It's not gonna happen with Fantasia. So it's gonna be so weird because we're gonna give her an Oscar. She's just gonna go away. So I would love it to be a different actress. Also, it would be kind of cool if like Zendaya for Challengers happened. You know, Zendaya is actually going to use that clout to take herself to the next level, sort of like Halle Berry did. She was like, "Oh my God, I won an Oscar. Give me more film roles." Unfortunately, those film roles included Catwoman. So read your script, girl. But yeah, I love the fact that Zendaya's Challengers is opening a film festival. She's currently not in the top 5. However, I do love the fact that she's also not at 101, which means enough people think there's a possibility for Zendaya. And shockingly, I'm not one of them. I'm not currently projecting Zendaya. This is a tough category for me because I think Fantasia's a lock right now. I think to not project her is crazy because everybody else they've got her on lock right now. I mean, she's winning the category right now. She's so far ahead. And then there's Greta Lee, who's, I mean, her film is about to break 10 million or might hit 10 million at the box office. It's inching there. A24 is slowly inching the film. It's not the phenomenon. It's not Everything Everywhere All at Once. And she's also new. So I don't know that she can win this award. And I also don't know that she's second place, if that makes any sense. Like, I think we're over projecting her position in the race, but people have seen her film, which is why she's there. I think it's going to be a little bit harder for her to get in this race. I think the only reason her film is such a huge frontrunner right now is because people won't stop talking about it because they haven't seen the other films. There are even critics on the internet who have not seen the films because they didn't go to Cannes. So they can't talk about Killers of the Flower Moon. They can't talk about Anatomy of a Fall. They can't talk about Zone of Interest. You know what I'm saying? They can't talk about these other films. All they can talk about is one film. They got one film to talk about just over and over and over and over. And they're beating it to a dead horse, just like they did with Everything Everywhere All at Once, which worked last year. And both films are A24. I'm not going to say no, but I'm going to say usually lightning doesn't strike twice. So, moving on. Moving on to the next one, which is also kind of predictable, and I also have her, and that's Sandra Hüller, for Anatomy of a Fall. She's also eligible, she's also on the list for Zone of Interest. She's in both, which is really interesting. However, she has much more to do in Anatomy of a Fall. Anatomy of a Fall is the one that I'm projecting to break through as the international film this year, and I think she might come along with it. I've heard a lot about her performance, and the weird thing is this, to me, the only thing that I have a problem with is that these are the kind of decisions that feel like we make them later in the Oscar race, where we slide that international contender into the race. Not that they're a front runner in July. Like, this doesn't feel like it feels like when we get international contenders, usually we're like thinking about them at the last minute, and we're hesitant to put them in there. We're like, I guess Drive My Car will get in. Yeah, I could see Drive My Car getting in. You know, it kind of feels like they're not powerhousing their way through the whole race. So, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe the fact that she's in 2 films where she's doing really well will help her. And people are like, I'm not voting for her in Zone of Interest because there's not that much dialogue. Meanwhile, in Anatomy of a Fall, there's dialogue. So, I've heard she even does in English. I've heard there's even a little bit in English. So, it makes it even more accessible for the audience. Anyway, so she's number 3. Number 4 at Gold Derby right now is Natalie Portman for May December. Okay, I don't have her. I think I don't think May December is the kind of juggernaut that puts the film into picture and 3 acting nominations. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it is. Um, Maybe there's just a lot. I think it's possible that one of them is going to be left out. I keep hearing a lot about Charles Melton, and it kind of feels like Charles Melton could be sort of like a Barry Keoghan, where it's kind of like an actor that you're not quite familiar with, but people who are in the know about, and it's a great performance, so they end up making it in, and it boosts their career. So the question is, do I have more faith in Natalie Portman or Julianne Moore? And I don't know. I think actress is competitive right now, so I don't have Natalie Portman. But you could have Natalie Portman. That's valid. We've seen the film. We know it's good. We know she's good in it. It's been seen. You're not risking your neck like you might be with the number 5 spot, Emma Stone in Poor Things, whose film is unseen. Of course, some other films I'm about to talk about are also unseen, but Emma Stone's Poor Things is being given sort of the Triangle of Sadness release window, if I could say it that way. It's a little early. It's not quite Oscar season, and as everybody says, as I can't say because I'm blind, but I've literally everybody just says it looks weird. And most of the people say that in a good way, but it is weird. And his films do not always pan out to Oscar nominations. A lot of people are banking on Emma Stone being able to get a nomination, even if like the film doesn't, even if Yorgos doesn't get director, even if Mark Ruffalo and Willem Dafoe don't show up, that Emma Stone will still show up. Because she's playing the role of a lady whose brain is replaced with that of like a baby or dog or something. It's like a crazy performance. It might be a little bit much for the Oscars, and there's a lot of contenders. I don't know. We have to see this. I have to know how good she is. I have to hear raves. I have to hear people just falling over Emma Stone, and this being like, this is their career achievement for Emma Stone. It's the best thing she's ever done, will ever do. She will never do anything this good ever again. And she transcends the film, you know. Sure, then we can talk about it, because I think the next 2 ladies are both going to get those level of reviews. I think Annette Bening for Niad. I'm still super intrigued. I'm one of the few people, I don't understand why people are not talking more about this film. I've seen one other guy who does videos like me talking about Niad, and he has a panel, and he's like, guys, this is the team of Free Solo. Stop pretending like this film doesn't exist. It also has Netflix behind it. If this was Roadside Attractions or something, I would totally give up. I'd be like, throw in the towel. It's done. It has no. If we were trying to tool Leslie and not betting into the race, I'd be like, nah, it's done. We can't do that twice. But the thing is, Annette Bening has never won. She's never won an Oscar. And you can listen to my channel, you can listen to other channels. People talk a lot about narratives. They talk a lot about what's the narrative here? How do we get this person to a victory? What do you get behind? Because one of the reasons why Kay was the front runner from the very beginning was his narrative. He was the kid from Indiana Jones. He's the kid from the Goonies, and he's grown up, and he made good on his promise, and he came back and gave a great performance. And everybody thought he was going to win because of that. Annette's narrative, every time she's nominated, is always, this is her time. This is her time. This is her time. She's a legend. She's only getting older. She's never won. She's never won lead. She has no Oscars. I think this gets her in a lot. I think it's what gets her in for The Kids Are All Right over Julianne Moore. I think it's what, I think that's why she shows up. She's getting up there in age. How many more chances is she really going to have? She's swimming across the fucking ocean for this. I don't know. I would not count this out. I'm deeply intrigued by Jessica Lange doing A Long Day's Journey into Night, which the reviews when she did this on stage were incredible. Uh, I mean, it's possible somebody could screw this up in translating this from stage to screen, but uh, I mean, even if the film isn't great, would she be good in it? I mean, like, it's sort of like we've already seen. They're using the same logic that we're using for Fantasia Barrino. We're not applying it to Jessica Lange. You know what I'm saying? Like the same logic. We're like, oh, she was great in the stage musical, so she will be great in the movie. We're giving Fantasia, who has almost no film credits, that level of credit, but we're not giving it to Jessica Lange. Weird. It's very weird. So, moving on. Who else is above? We have Carey Mulligan. I don't think that's going to happen for Maestro. I think this category is too strong. She couldn't even get into supporting last year for She Said, when she was basically category frauded into a category where she was essentially playing a lead role in a supporting race. I mean, she had so much more screen time down there. And I don't know. She'd have to be amazing. She'd have to be better than Bradley Cooper. To be totally honest, in this race with these nominees, I think the reviews would have to come back. Bradley Cooper's all right, but oh my God, Carey Mulligan. That's what the reviews need to be for Carey Mulligan to get this nomination. I don't think she just comes along with the film. I think this category is too tight. We still have, we have a bunch of other films that I don't think anybody's seen. There's something with the Supremes and like 3 actresses from that. And they don't even know who's lead. Are they all lead? I guess they're all lead. From the Supremes at somebody's bar and grill, or I don't remember the title. I mean, there's films like that we don't even know. There's films that could pop. Like Priscilla could suddenly pop. I've heard a lot about Flint Strong, and it would have a breakthrough performance for its star. Just a whole bunch of like little things down there. So yeah, I think Carey Mulligan, she's not playing Maestro. She's playing adjacent to Maestro. Helen Mirren is apparently in something called Golda, and I don't know what that is, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Is when Helen Mirren is the kind of person that when she appears in something, we start talking about it, and she groups back in with like the Michelle Williams, Nicole Kidman, and Julia Roberts conversation of why aren't we at least talking about these performances? Weird. So, what else do I want to talk about? Regina King for Shirley. Can she be better than the film? It is a biopic. Now, we're giving Coleman Domingo the benefit of the doubt with Rustin. We've heard Rustin is not very good, but Coleman Domingo's great in it. If that's the same case here, I think we should be giving her the benefit of the doubt, which is why I think it's good that she is maybe not top 5, but she's still above 101. She's not considered a long shot for the nomination. So I think she's probably right where she needs to be right now, considering the buzz on her film has not been great. Aside from that, there are a bunch of films that still need to be seen or to be released, or so that we can discuss them and talk about them and get into them. Emily Blunt is in something called I was going to say The Painkillers, but that's not right. The Pain Dealers? I don't know what that is. I'm excited. It's Emily Blunt. She's on the list, but she's like at 100 to 1 odds. I have Tiana Taylor at 99 to 1 odds. You know what? Just go ahead and put her at 1,000 to 1 odds. I liked her performance, but it's a competitive year. And her film opened and closed and is on Peacock already. And that would have to be a massive campaign for Tiana Taylor, who doesn't have that feeling of I've been around, it's my time. I don't see people rallying behind her. She doesn't even have like Zendaya has 2 Emmy Awards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where the momentum comes from, where the out of left field. It's not like she's been acting as long as Andrea Riseborough for somebody to do the 2 Leslie thing for her. I think it's a great performance, and I think she'll show up in smaller critic awards where they pretty much only nominate um, independent film, and they leave out major nominees. But I don't think it's not a performance that goes the distance. Sorry about that. I guess the last thing I want to talk about, just because I see it, and I know why it's there, and we have to talk about it, is that if you go all the way down to the bottom, you will see that down at 101 is Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. She's projected to go supporting. If they pull this Michelle Williams bullshit again, I swear to fucking God, stop doing that. She is currently the front runner for supporting actress. Michelle Williams this time last year was the front runner for The Fabelmans. And then she decided, in the most asinine way possible, in a way that I've lost a lot of respect for Michelle Williams, with some of the dumbest comments, to move herself into lead actress. Her comment of, I haven't seen the film, but the film that I shot, I felt like I was the lead of, is the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard her say. She was quoted as saying that. That is a dead quote from Michelle Williams when she was asked about why she was running for lead. And her things, she was like, mothers are leads. And I'm like, not all the time. Does she not know how to follow a script and understand what the protagonists are and who's the lead? Who is the story centered around? It's just, they're like, some of the things are very weird. I mean, I get the intentions were good. She wanted to do like a girl power thing, but for all of the other women who were in supporting roles, like Angela Bassett, who knew that her role was supporting, she played a mother. Was she wrong to run in supporting? You know, I mean, there's so many things about Michelle last year that really pissed me off. So it left a bad taste in my mouth. I really hope that that she doesn't category hop, that Lily Gladstone stays in supporting. She's set to win. Most people think she's going to win. They've seen Killers. They think this is written on the walls. They pointed out last year she was, before Killers moved, she was even a strong contender last year. She wasn't a front runner because it was Michelle Williams, but she was a strong contender last year when nobody had seen the film. So let it be. Just win your supporting actress Oscar and just take the win, because Michelle Williams, you know, they say bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush for a reason. Take the win. You know, she's most likely going to walk into the supporting actress race. Don't try to move yourself into lead. I don't think she'll win it. I don't. I think that it gets too nebulous and competitive up there, whereas I look at her competition supporting actress and I think, yeah, I think she can beat these people. I think she is the front runner here. So I don't think she's a front runner anymore in lead actress. I think she starts facing people who have a whole bunch of different narratives, and it gets really crowded right now. Now, if we start seeing some films and it turns out Poor Things is garbage, Niad is garbage, Long Day's Journey into Night is garbage, Challengers is garbage, and all these films just start falling away, I don't know, maybe, but no, I think it's a tough year. So, and like I said, there are a whole bunch of films right now that are 100 to 1 that I'm intrigued. I want to know more about. So, anyway, just as a reminder before I close out the race, we still don't know which film will be this year's The Sun. I just thought I'd leave you with that reminder. There is a sun out there somewhere. There is the film that will inevitably, it's sight unseen right now. People are projecting it, and it's going to turn out to be hot garbage. I don't know what that film is. I have been very tepid on Barbie. I didn't even talk about Margot Robbie because my problem with Margot Robbie is that everybody seems to talk about Barbie and they seem to just walk around Margot Robbie. She's playing the title character. How is she not? How are so many people like, oh my god, Barbie, it's gonna win Best Picture. She's gonna get in for Best Director. We're gonna get her in for it's gonna happen. We're gonna get her in for Best Director. Ryan Gosling, he's in for Supporting Actor. It's gonna get Screenplay. It's gonna get all these craft awards. It's gonna get all these awards down there. It's costume design, of course. Production design, done. You know, it's good. Like, they're just these people that are all over Barbie, and then they just like, it's like Margot Robbie doesn't exist. It's her fucking film. Like, at least talk about her. Like, so weird. It's so weird. It would be like talking about Shirley, but then not talking about Regina King and being like, I think they're gonna go for Lance Reddick for Shirley. What do you think? Yes, I think it's gonna be in picture, it's gonna be in director, it's gonna be Lance Reddick. You know what I'm saying? It's just, what? Don't do that. Well, I think I think because she didn't get in for Babylon, they think Hollywood hates her or something. It's very weird. I don't know what's going on with that. I also didn't talk about Vanessa Kirby because I have no idea what to do with Ridley Scott films right now. So when Napoleon has been seen by people, we can talk about Vanessa Kirby. But right now, if it were me, Vanessa Kirby would be down in the 100-1 odds. I don't know why she's not. She's not that big of a name yet. She's still rising. She's not a huge star. She's not somebody we should initially just be like, oh my god, this person's in a film. They must be getting an Oscar nomination. So, and like I said already, Napoleon at best is Apple's number 2 priority. It is not going to unseat Killers of the Flower Moon. So, they're not going to spend the same amount of money on Napoleon that they spent on Killers of the Flower Moon. And she's not Napoleon. So, again, it's the Carey Mulligan thing. It's like, you are Napoleon adjacent. There's so many reasons why. That's the one. If I could say somebody needs to go back down to the 100-1 right now, it would be Vanessa Kirby. I'd be like, you are way over projected right now for this state in the race. Sight unseen on your film. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. In case you didn't pick up on it, right now, I've got Fantasia Barrino. I've got Greta Lee. I've got Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. I've got Annette Bening and Jessica Lange. That's what I think. If you're asking me number 6, who do I have my hardest eye on? It's Zendaya for the Challengers. Yeah, that's where my eyes are on right now. I think that's the one that I'm most interested in seeing how critics receive it. So, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll be back tomorrow with Best Actor. Until then, see you guys on the other side.